Welcome back to my sensory series on dementia, and in this episode we are talking about proprioception. So what is proprioception? It is your body's ability to know where it is in space, how you function in space. This changes dramatically in dementia, and to me it's one of the early signs that I see when I'm going into a home. I'm starting to evaluate someone for any additional care or support services. I tend to notice this system change really early on. That means that maybe they're unsteady and they're walking, they're not quite sure how to coordinate their body, they're hanging on to someone, they're picking at things, and they just are feeling restless or anxious. Maybe they're walking all around quickly, they're just like not sure what to do with their body. This is a sign that their proprioception system is changing. So one of the things that you can do is you can do a lot of there's so many great activities for this, and I add a bunch of them in my dementia dashboard. You can see that up here. But using oral motor activities, so activities that use their mouth and their hands, those are great things. So again, even like drinking a thick milkshake or a thick smoothie, that's going to help because the mouth and the hands are all connected as well too, through reflexes. I'll get into that later. But another thing to do is just a lot of have them pick up something, have them use a weighted lap belt. I have a great, the pot is a great one. I love that one. It's just the right size. It gives their nice sensory input and they feel safer. You can have them do some wall push-ups if they're still pretty active. There's so many good brain-based movements that we can do in order to help them feel safe and steady and secure, keep that sense of proprioception strong. This is one of the best things to keep them from falling, this in the vestibular system, which we'll talk about next, but the proprioceptive system, to make sure that they know where their muscles and joints are going, keep their body coordinated. That is just a huge thing. Doing the cross-lateral movements, even if they're sitting in the chair, having their hand tap across the leg, anything like that. Get this going so early. And again, we're keeping that proprioceptive system. We're going to help keep them out of the hospital, and we're going to help keep them active in their own life. They need to be able to cross their body just to button their shirts and to bathe themselves, all kinds of things. So I love to incorporate activities like this in all day long throughout all stages of dementia, because this is one of the big things that once we start to lose this, you really see their mobility decline pretty quickly. So again, if they're hanging on to you tightly and you feel like they're restless, look at it instead of they're being stubborn and they're being so anxious, I need to medicate their anxiety. Instead, look at it as, how can I best support their proprioceptive system and make them feel safe and comfortable, not trigger their fight or flight for this environment.